Is it rolling? Alright. This is What If Deku Was Doomsday, part 1. What if Deku had Doomsday part 1, villain version. So in this, we'll start off where, All For One is looking for Deku. And, where's the button? Oh, okay. Oh. All For One is looking for Deku, and he finds him. He then okay, so he's looking for Deku, and then he finds him on the playground in the middle of the night. He was released that day because the doctors, they got all the information they wanted. So Deku sensed All For One approaching, and he asked Deku, "Are you Izuku Midoriya?" Deku says, "Yeah, I am. Who's asking?" All For One says, "It's none of your business, kid." Then he says, "So, is everything they say true? Can you really use all that power?" Deku says, "It's none of your business." All For One starts to scoff and says, "Well, I guess you can. How about you come work for me?" Deku says, "I'm not interested. No thanks." All For One says that, if you don't come work for me, then I guess I'll have to kill you. Deku laughs and says, "Huh, you kill me? That's funny. I've always wondered how it'd feel to kill someone. I wanted to kill ever since they locked me in that goddamn hospital, trying to analyze my quirk. Maybe I should have just killed them all and then escaped." Okay. So Deku would then, no, All For One would pull his arm back, and then tendril it up, start forming the big fist that he did with All Might. But the very minute that the fist comes in contact with Deku, it becomes normal sized. Deku scoffs and says, "You really think you have the power to beat me? Let me guess. Your power is to grow big and metal objects out of your arm and enhance." All For One says, "No, I'm All For One. I can take the quirks of others, and give them to people. You remind me of a Nomu." Deku says, "What the fuck is a Nomu? I'm not a Nomu. I'm something worse." He starts to transform. He starts to transform into the version that you see on the thumbnail. And as he gets bigger, starts to look down on All For One. All For One says, "You think just growing will be enough to stop me?" Deku says, "You wondered why your little ability didn't work for me, didn't you? It's because I can cancel your fucking quirk." I'm cussing in this one a lot because, Deku is a villain. So he says, "I can cancel your fucking quirk." He says as he begins to laugh. Kataguri says to All For One, "You need to get out of there." But, there's nowhere for All For One to go. Kataguri tries to open a portal, but the portal won't open. there's no escape for All for One. And Deku's 9 at this time, so I'm trying to do things right. Oh shit! All right, so Deku, All for One tries to throw off a flurry of punches. He starts to, try to take Deku's quirk, but it's not working. Everything he's trying to do is not working. So, All for One take just says, okay, fine. How about we work together? All for One begins to, bag up, trying to catch Deku off guard somehow. But Deku grabs All for One's leg, grips it so tight that he snaps it. Let's say All for One had some sort of regeneration quirk. It's not working now because, that injury was done by Deku. And, there's traces of his quirk cancellation. So he can't heal himself. So All for One is wondering why he can't heal himself. And, that's when Deku, grabs his arms as well and rips them clean off. All for One is saying, why are you doing this? Deku says, well, weren't you the one who wanted to kill me? I'm only, returning the favor. So he grabs All for One's face and slowly but surely starts to absorb his quirk and his life force. And it turns out that All for One died that night. He's dead. He's out of the story. So Deku now has every ability that All for One had. So we skip to the beginning of the anime. I think Deku was 16. Yeah, Deku was 16 in the beginning of the anime, but he left home at 15 to start his own organization. But he sent his mom letters reassuring her that he was okay. So his mom, she started to travel and stuff like that. No, he told his mom that he was going to go stay with his dad. And his mom said, oh, okay, well, I'm going to go travel, And one thing after another, Deku started to create an organization called DAM, DAM, Destruction and Mayhem. He recruited Overhaul and Shigaraki as his first two. He saw potential in Shigaraki, and he said, what if I can give you something better, something extraordinary? And Shigaraki said, well, it depends on what you give me. And Deku says, well, close your eyes. Shigaraki does, and, Deku gives Shigaraki he takes Shigaraki's, wait, no. Yeah, he takes Shigaraki's decay quirk, and he gives Shigaraki the ability to conjure, he gives Shigaraki the ability to manipulate shadows. And I'm talking about the dark, just any sort of shadow or darkness. Then he asks Overhaul if he wants an ability. Overhaul says, no, I'm good, but, I don't mind working for you. Because Overhaul knows what this guy's capable of. He's heard rumors. Deku laughs and says, rumors, they won't help you none. And then he begins to, okay, so, let's see, oh yeah, he meets Eri when she's about, let's say, how old was Eri? Let's say she was 5 in the anime. he meets Eri when she's 4, and he notices, the poor condition she's in and all that. So he starts to get mad at Overhaul and says, if you want to prove yourself to me, then give me the girl. Because he does have a soft spot for Eri, it's his one weakness. And, he's Overhaul says, you know what, fine, whatever. Doesn't matter anyway. So, Deku Twerk takes her ability and gives her a better suited ability for her. He gives her the ability to create beautiful. He gives her the ability to create and manipulate origami. Like, say for instance, she could instantly conjure up a swan, and all that. Now, because he didn't want her to have to deal with the consequences of having a quirk like that. He didn't want to have her go through what she went through in the canon. So, in this one, Deku was like the most powerful being known to man. And, it was on the news that All For One, was brutally murdered. It seemed like he had his life force drained. The doctors remembered something about this, but they couldn't figure out where. So they just, forgot about it. And it come the day of the hero, the UA entrance exam comes, and Deku decides, I'm gonna go create a little mayhem. So Deku then goes and waits at the UA entrance exam, and everything goes according to schedule until the until the robots. And that's when Deku starts to transform into his super buff Doomsday form that you see now. And All Might says, "Hey, who are you? You aren't a part of the participants." Deku turns around and starts grinning. He walks over to All Might and then punches him, sending him flying through 18 buildings. All Might, Principal Nezu says, run. This isn't a game. This is an actual villain. Deku starts to laugh maniacally, and we'll say that Eri hasn't seen that side of Deku. She's only seen the teenager side, so she can't. She sees Deku as a father / big brother, because he cares for her. He takes care for her. Alright. And we'll say that. Okay, let's get back to it. So after that, All For One starts to recognize that this thing, it has the same powers that fit the description that could have possibly taken out All For One. And he remembers back then that there was a last memory type person who could see in 30 minutes into the past of a dead body, and they say that this creature fit the description. They didn't see Deku's actual face because that happened 30 minutes. That happened 30 minutes before the fight actually begun. But 30 minutes. After his death, at the beginning of the 30 minutes, All For One, saw Doomsday, the version of it. The full body version. And so All Might says, "It's you, isn't it? You're the one who killed him." Deku says, I've killed a lot of people. Even though he's only killed one person, he knows what he's talking about. Deku says, you'll have to be a little bit more, descriptive, as he says as he starts to smile. But he says this in the dark, dark voice. So, nobody will be able to recognize his voice. And, All Might gets mad and he tries to rush Deku, but then Deku jumps towards All Might and then smashes his face into the ground. All Might starts to cough up blood, and then Deku, with all of his strength, pounds into All Might's face, knocking him unconscious and breaking half of his skull. All Might's Deku thought All Might was dead. And then he gets up and says, No. He screams at the top of his lungs and say, I am Doom. I am Doomsday. And I'll be coming for each one of you puny, pathetic heroes. So you better prepare. He says as he leaps off. Shigaraki and Overhaul saw this and they're just sitting there amazed. Says, that's our leader. They say, smiling. Alright, I'm going to leave this part off. And thank you. Doop.